Although it's always good to be able to come back home and want to cuddle and do TLC and just have somebody dot over you, but it's not that deep.